Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel all about me, JK's Magician and Children's Entertainer, and welcome to another video. Now I hope you really enjoyed last week's video, which is my first show in 5 months. It was great to be able to finally film a vlog from a show, and hopefully in a couple of weeks time there'll be another vlog from a show. Now I say hopefully because as we all know at the moment the government rules are changing pretty much weekly, so we've just got our fingers crossed that this event isn't cancelled. But back to today's video. Now I've been meaning to make this video for quite a while now and I finally got around to doing it. At the end of every show where Star the Magic Rabbit appears, people always say to me, oh, we'd love to get a rabbit. How much looking after does a rabbit actually take? So I thought I'd just do a little video today, a little more in depth than I've gone before, of how much it does take to look after Star the Magic Rabbit. So sit back, relax and enjoy. Now the first thing you need to consider is where they're going to live. Are they going to be an indoor rabbit or an outdoor rabbit? Now if they are outdoors, you need to obviously buy a hutch, and you need to think of a place where it's going to have some sunlight and some shade, because you don't want your rabbit overheating. Now there's an important rule, there's called the 3-hop rule. The rabbit must be able to do 3 full hops where they live to get enough exercise. Now Star is an indoor rabbit, and I've had a custom pen made for that. If you haven't seen that, I did do a video back in December about when Star moved into his brand new house, so do go back and watch that one. Now Star can do 3 full hops in this pen, but we do let him out. We let him out nearly every night to come in our living room and have a run around to get a little bit more exercise, because if rabbits don't have enough exercise, they can get problems with their joints, so it's really important that they do get enough exercise. Another important thing you've got to consider is food, what you're going to feed your rabbit. There's normally 2 types of food to feed. There's one called muesli and one called nuggets. Now I actually feed Star a mix of nuggets and muesli just to give him a little bit more variety. I'll bring it slightly closer to the camera. So I mix it up in this tub just here, and you can see just inside there is a nice mix of nuggets and muesli just here. So just there. I like to feed Star both because I believe it gives more variety for his food, and just a little bit different food in there as well, and he gets everything that he needs. Now it's really important to feed your rabbit the right amount of food. Now on the back of every packaging of food there should be a guide of how big and how heavy your rabbit is, their weight, and how much food you should give them. So all I done was on the back of each packet of food, so the nuggets and the muesli, I worked out Star's weight. This is normally done when you go to the vets, they'll weigh them every time they go, so you can work out their weight that way. And then I halved the amount of recommended food, because I'm feeding 2 different foods, and then done it that way. And it worked out that we had some of these scoops, and we worked out that for Star, one of these level scoops is the right portion of food for Star. So that's how much he gets fed a day, and that's the right amount, so he gets the right amount of food. Now in his bowl, when he does get fed, if the next day there's any food left in the bowl, I tip it back into the pot and re-scoop it, so I don't add more food. So he's not every day, he's not getting more and more food, he's getting the same amount, because it's really difficult to keep a rabbit in shape sometimes, so overfeeding or underfeeding isn't good. You need to try and feed them the exact amount. Obviously with food they need water, and these are the water bottles you can buy. They normally come with a metal clip, and these are the plastic ones. If you are outside, you may want to consider getting a thermal cover for the winter, and do put it on in the summer as well if you're outside, because sunlight gets magnified through water, and if they're on sawdust, obviously that can then catch fire. I started off with these, but I found these do leak quite a little bit because the metal's never quite long enough to go around, so it does squeeze the bottle. So at the moment, if I just get it off Star's pen quickly, I am giving watering Star with one of these ones. This is a metal bottle, and I find this doesn't leak, and it's held on by a spring, so it doesn't squeeze it too much. And what I really like is in here there's a carrot, so this will be topped up today, clean water today. This was topped up yesterday actually on the day of filming, so you can see how much he does drink. The carrot just gives you the little indication of how much water is left in there, and you can also find on here as well, I don't know how well you can see that in the camera, but there are numbers, so you can keep an eye on how much water your rabbit is drinking. Let me just get this back on to Start. Another really important thing to feed your rabbit is hay. Now you can go into any pet shop and you can buy chopped hay. Now we do buy dust extracted hay because we do have Penn and Teller, our rats, and they can't have anything which is dusty because it really upsets their lungs. So dust extracted hay we can buy, and he gets fed that pretty much every day again. he has a wooden log with holes drilled in and a big hole drilled through the middle, and that gets filled up with hay. You'll see that in my lockdown vlog, and in my day in the life of Star the Magic Rabbit, and day in the life of JK's Magician, sorry, not Star the Magic Rabbit. And he also gets a metal cube filled with hay as well. So that's the two different ways he gets fed hay. And what Star normally does, he takes it all out and then he eats it up that way. And hay is really important. That's the main part of their diet, hay is. It's really important that they've always got a supply of hay. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about, people may not realise, but you can actually litter train your rabbit. You can buy litter trays, which are triangular shapes, which go into the corner of their pens, and you can train a rabbit to go in there. Now, this is the litter that I use. This is just a cat litter. Now, again, this is dust extracted because we use the same for pen and tail. You can see it just there. And it's not the pot they associate with, it is the material that goes inside it. Basically, with this litter, that soaks it up and it goes into clumps. So when you clean it out, it's nice and easy. Now, I think it's really good to litter train your rabbit, because when it comes to cleaning out, you just have to lift the pot out and you just clean that bit out. So rabbits normally find one area to go to the loo in, and they normally find one spot and they'll keep going in that. So if you can litter train in one corner, it's really handy to clean out. Now, occasionally as they get out, they do flick a few little bits of poo out, so you might just need to sweep them up, but they don't go to the loo anywhere else. So Star does get fed treats, and I think it's important to feed your rabbits treats, but not too many. As we all know, they are called treats for a reason. Star prefers these little raspberry and cranberry treats. They're his absolute favourite, and sometimes we'll give him one dish straight. And he also has a dog toy in there, which I've covered before, which has got a hole in, so when he rolls it around, the treats fall out. It just gives him some enrichment and encourages him to work for his food as he would in the wild. He also gets veg as well, so carrot tops, sometimes he gets a whole carrot, but do be careful with carrots as they are quite high in sugar, and rabbits shouldn't have too many of those. And he gets lots of greens fed to him as well. He also gets fed these, which are herbs. These are dried herbs, and he gets fed loads and loads of these to sprinkle those in to his house. You can see them just there. Now, talking about treats and enrichment, it is also important for them to have toys. So in his pen he has loads of hanging toys, and when he comes out he has these. These are basically baby stacking cups, and Star absolutely loves these. He plays a game with them. So what we'll do is we'll stack these up, place them onto the floor, and Star loves to come over and knock them over, and then it's a game then to rebuild it as he tries to knock them back over as you're rebuilding it. It's just a little bit of enrichment, and what you can do is you can put a few treats in some of the cups as well for them to work. In what is a good game to play to get them to work a little bit is to put all the cups out, lay it, so stack them, don't stack them up, just place them on the floor and put a treat under a few of them, and that will make them have to pick the cups up to get to the treats. And that's again just a little bit of enrichment and encourages them to work for their food a little bit. Now, in case you didn't know, rabbits' teeth never stop growing. So there's a couple of other things that I place in there, a few little bits of enrichment and some natural behaviour. Which are these? These are just basically dried twigs cut off a tree. Now, I buy these from a pet store because they've been treated against any diseases. You can cut them from the wild, but you just need to be careful that they don't contain any diseases. The best way to do it is put them into some boiling hot water, and then that will get rid of any diseases. Now, obviously our rabbits don't live in the wild, they live in captivity, and they get lots of minerals in the wild, so I buy Star these. These are mineral blocks, and different brands obviously are available. This is one I've got at the moment. This is grape, so it tastes of grape and it's in the shape of a bunch of grapes, and this does a few things. Again, with the rabbit's teeth never stop growing, they have to grind on these, and that just helps keep their teeth at a good size, and also gives them minerals that they don't get in the wild. So that's another thing you've got to think about. And all it is just a little bit of wire through it, and you attach it to the side of the cage. So that is really important to give your rabbit lots of minerals as well. But yeah, that pretty much covers all of looking after a rabbit. So if you'd like any more information, do send me a message. I'm more than happy to help. And if there are any magicians watching the video and you are interested in adding a rabbit to your shows, send me a message and we can arrange payment for my lecture notes, where I do cover in the second half of the lecture training a rabbit to be in a magic show. And if you're not a magician and you're intrigued about how to train a rabbit, I do have a video about training with Star, techniques that I've used before, so you get to see a little bit of behind the scenes with that. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, a little bit about how I look after Star the Magic Rabbit. Of course, there's many different ways of doing it. My way you might not agree with, but that's just how I've found is most successful with Star. Remember, every rabbit is different. Just because it works for Star doesn't mean it's going to necessarily work for your rabbit either, but it's just a little bit of a head start. And if you are looking at getting a rabbit, it's really important to get, if you get a young rabbit, to handle them as much as you can so they get really friendly, because if not, they can get quite skittish. Now, don't be afraid that if you try and pick your rabbit up, they run away. That's their natural behaviour. Star still does it. It's only because they are a prey animal. They don't like anything coming over them because they think it's a predator. And Star is getting better at it. Even though he is 3 now, he still does run away a little bit. But it's nothing against you, it's just the type of animal that a rabbit is. But we're going to end this video here, so if you have enjoyed it, please like, comment and share for me. They mean so much, just a like and a comment on the videos as well. Do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't done it already, so you never miss an upload. Remember, 11 o'clock every Friday. Head over to my Facebook page, JK's Magician and Children's Entertainer, and my website, www.jksmagician.co.uk. As always, the links are down in the description below. But until next week, stay safe and have a magical one.